Chiefs Kingdom, buckle up. There's a new headline swirling today, and it's spicy. Chiefs urged to take a significant risk in adding a 2,700-yard running back. You heard that right. When words like significant risk and 2,700 yards get tossed together, everybody leans forward. It sounds bold. It sounds very Kansas City. And it might be exactly the kind of mid-season jolt that flips a tight AFC race. If you love the idea, you're in the right place. If you hate it, you're still in the right place. Because tonight we're going to lay it all out on both sides, Kansas City Chiefs today style. So grab a drink, hit that like button, and let's talk about whether Andy Reid and Reid Veach should roll the dice on a back with a big yardage resume and a few red flags attached. Let's set the table. Kansas City's offense still runs through Patrick Mahomes and a quick-hitting pass game, but the ground attack is the sugar that makes the coffee perfect. When the backs are cooking, everything else gets easier. Isiah Pacheco is the tone setter. He turns routine carries into body blows and keeps defensive ends honest on the edge. He's the guy you trust to finish games when you're up 10 in the fourth. But every year, there's a conversation about adding one more juice box to the cooler. A different style. A veteran who's seen coverages, or a home run hitter who punishes light boxes. The right back doesn't just add yards, he adds answers. That's where this 2,700-yard resume comes in. 2,700 is not a fluke number. That's production. Whether you stack it from college dominance, early career NFL reps, or a blend of both, it tells you this player has carried a load. Of course, numbers don't travel by themselves. They bring context. What system did he thrive in? What blocking schemes did he see? Was he healthy, or did he live in the defender's hip pocket every snap and take too many hits? And yes, why is he available now? If the upside is obvious, you always ask what the other team saw that made them blink. Is it age, contract, fit, or something that tape geeks notice at 2 in the morning? That's the background we have to respect. Let's talk fit with Andy Reid's playbook. This offense asks a lot from running backs mentally. It's not just handoffs and inside zone. It's protections, hot reads, choice routes, screens with timing, and being exactly where Mahomes expects you to be. If this 2,700-yard back is primarily a volume carrier, the first question is pass protection. Can he sit down on an A-gap blitz and stone a linebacker without losing leverage? Can he sift a simulated pressure, peel off late, and give Patrick that extra tenth of a second? If not, the risk gets real fast. Now flip it to the fun stuff. What if he's a patient outside zone runner who can press the track, plant at the hash, and explode into daylight? Picture that element against too high coverages. Defenses that defend space are begging for backs who punish hesitation. Then there's short yardage. Kansas City has had stretches where 3rd and 1 felt like 3rd and forever. A sturdy, decisive runner who leans forward and falls across the line changes your play-calling menu on 2nd down. You become a two-way team again. Let's also zoom in on red zone. Inside the 10, the field shrinks and spacing becomes a knife fight. A back who has seen every front and understands where the soft shoulder is can be the difference between 3 points and 7. That difference shows up in January. Ball security has to be on the whiteboard. A 2,700-yard career can hide a handful of costly fumbles. The Chiefs' margin for error in tight playoff games is razor thin. One cough up on your own 30 in Buffalo and you spend the offseason replaying it in your head. Durability matters too. Availability is a skill. If this significant risk tag includes recent soft tissue issues or a knee that's been scoped twice, you're not buying a bell cow, you're renting uncertainty. That's where you lean on sports science, snap counts, and honest self-scouting. Contract slotting is the last layer of impact. If he's a low-cost rental with incentives, you can justify a narrow role while he learns the system. If he wants starter money and starter usage, you're reshaping touches for Pacheco and the entire pass game tree. That's not a tweak, that's a re-architecture. Here's how Kansas City could actually do this. Step 1 is a clean role definition. Day 1, he is not the guy. He is a package player with a scripted menu, gap runs, duo on short yardage, and a couple of screen looks to get him going. Step 2, protect the pass game timing. On third downs, trust the backs and tight ends who speak Mahomes language right now. Let the new piece earn those snaps in practice by stacking clean blitz pickups and by being on time in option routes. Step 3. Marry the addition to Andy's constraint plays. If defenses trigger downhill when he's on the field, punish them with play-action glance routes, jet motion to widen edges, and quick perimeter throws that keep your tempo. Make the defense wrong no matter which lever it pulls. If you want a mid-season spark, script a heavy series once a half. Bring in an extra tight end, run pin pull, and let the back set a physical tone. Then immediately pivot back to spread looks and make corners tackle in space. Now you're conducting the game again. Special teams can't be ignored. If the player has kick return juice, that's a Sunday roster spot right there. Dave Tubb has built careers on guys who do two things well. If he can be a plus returner and a short yardage hammer, he dresses, period. Finally, format the incentives correctly. Tie cash to playtime thresholds and playoff wins. Protect the locker room by making it clear that touches are earned, not promised. If everyone knows the rules, you keep the temperature low and the performance high. Let's be honest, Chiefs Kingdom lives for the splash. You remember every trade rumor, every ring-chasing veteran who wanted a shot to play with 15, every mid-season tweak that made January feel possible. This would be another chapter in that story. But the fan base is smarter than national shows give it credit for. You all know what it looks like when a big name arrives and doesn't know the verbiage yet. You can tell when cadence is off or when a route depth is a yard short. You've watched enough ball to see fit versus fame. Media will call it a gamble. Some will frame it as a panic move. Others will sell it as a masterclass in low-risk, high-reward shopping. The truth will land somewhere in the middle, and it'll be decided by how quickly the player meshes with Mahomes' rhythm. In the locker room, stars always notice effort. If the new guy is first in, last out, asks questions in the running backs room, and shows up on special teams tape hustling, he'll have friends fast. If he expects the offense to be redesigned around him, he'll be lonely. Now let's put this against the AFC chessboard. January football has been a razor's edge the last few years. 1 seed, 2 seed, wild card weekend at home or on the road. It all swings on a handful of high-leverage plays in November and December. If adding a proven runner gives you 5 more first downs across 2 road games, that can be the difference between hosting an AFC title game and taking a charter flight into lake effect snow. If it gives you 1 extra red zone touchdown against a top defense, that might be your tournament margin. Rivals will adjust. Defensive coordinators will spin the dial if Kansas City adds a downhill threat. You'll see more run blitz on early downs and more trap coverages designed to steal quick throws. The move won't live in isolation, it will reshape the way teams call us. So, should the Chiefs take the significant risk? Think about it like 4th and 2 at midfield with momentum on your side. It's not reckless if the math supports you, and it's not timid to punt when the look is wrong. The front office's job is to know the look before the ball is snapped. If the medicals check, if the contract is friendly, and if the role is built with surgical clarity, I'm in. I want another way to win in bad weather, late in games, when edges are tired and safeties are flat-footed. I also want the floor protected. Don't steal pass protection reps from guys who earned Mahomes' trust. Don't ask a new arrival to solve problems he hasn't practiced. Let his strength be your situational hammer while the rest of the offense keeps its timing. There's a culture cost to every move. Kansas City's superpower is composure. It's the belief that if we stack clean plays, we'll walk out with a win. Any mid-season addition has to respect that identity and add to it, not compete with it. The last reason to do it is the calendar. The trade window starts shrinking this month. You don't get many chances to steal an edge before the stretch run. If the front office sees a fit, early action beats deadline chaos every time. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, your turn. Would you roll the dice on a 2,700-yard back if the price is right, or would you keep the powder dry and trust the room? I want to hear the football brain and the fan heart in the same comment. If you're new here, this is Kansas City Chiefs Today. Daily news, smart rumors, instant reactions, and the best community in the kingdom. We're pushing to 5,000 subs and you can literally move the needle with one tap. Drop your takes in the comments and join the road to 5,000 subs here on Kansas City Chiefs Today.